Hello, fellow Americans. I have always been proud to be an American, and I still am. I have always said I will fight for my freedom when that fight comes to my front door. Well, it is very close now. It is time for us to take back our country. I know it is hard right now, but we must stay calm and in control. There are things we can do. We need to start collecting signatures for petitions to remove these officials abusing their power. One of the worst offenders being Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan. How did this fascist get elected? Not only is she condemning her citizens for being American, she is spreading false information and lies. She talks about Confederate flags and Nazi symbolism at these very American protests. I have watched every video I can find, and I have not seen any of this. Please do not take my word for it. Do your own research.
And yet, we also know that when these events happen, they are political rallies. Make no mistake about it. It's not just people that disagree. This is an organized effort. They bring Confederate flags, which is not something you see in Michigan very often. They bring swastikas and long guns. They bring their anti-choice, propaganda. And I'm asking that everyone with a platform call on people to do the right thing. These have been really political rallies where people come with Confederate flags and Nazi symbolism and calling for violence. This is not appropriate in a global pandemic, but it's certainly not an exercise of democratic principles where we have free speech. This is calls to violence. This is racist and misogynistic. And I ask that everyone who has a platform uses it. We also know that when these events happen, they are political rallies. Make no mistake about it. It's not just people that disagree. This is an organized effort. They bring Confederate flags, which is not something you see in Michigan very often. They bring swastikas and long guns. They bring their anti-choice, propaganda. And I think
yesterday's scene at the Capitol was disturbing, to be quite honest. Swastikas and Confederate flags, nooses, and automatic rifles do not represent who we are as Michiganders.
They carried nooses and Confederate flags and swastikas. And yet, while we're focusing on they're open carrying automatic rifles, that is legal in Michigan. It is not advisable.
Some of our leaders are out of control, taking away our America piece by piece. We need to unite and stand up for our freedom. Something I have heard all my life is freedom is not free. We are all in this together, and we need to make sure when the smoke clears, we are still a free country. I want to keep this short, even though I could go on all night and day. Please stop listening to what you are fed and look into it. I have been following this crisis from the beginning. I have looked into the information and double-checked anything and everything. Overall, the experts have not been well informed and are still unsure of the best way to move forward. The narrative keeps changing, so we must, as Americans, do our part to ensure our way of life.